Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world woke up to a wild shockwave this morning. Drake Jackson, the young defensive end once seen as a key piece in the San Francisco 49ers' future, has apparently been spotted wearing purple, and not just any purple, the iconic shade of the Baltimore Ravens. Fans are going wild, insiders are whispering, and the league rumor mill is spinning faster than a Lamar Jackson scramble. Just days ago, Jackson was believed to be settling comfortably with the Washington Commanders, working under a fresh defensive scheme and earning his place as a growing force off the edge. But something changed, something big. Reports from local Maryland journalists claim he's been seen training near the Ravens facility, and a photo allegedly showing him in team gear has sent Twitter into meltdown. The speculation has caught fire. Is this just off-season trolling, or did Baltimore really pull off a sneaky midseason move to strengthen their pass rush? Because if this turns out to be true, it could shake up the entire AFC landscape. The Ravens' defense, already top 5 in sacks and pressures, might just be adding another explosive weapon to an already ferocious unit. And that, my friends, has every offensive coordinator in the league losing sleep tonight. The more we dig, the juicier it gets. Apparently, a close source connected to Drake Jackson's camp hinted at a new beginning with a team built for championships. That's classic Ravens language right there. Hard-nosed, defense-first, ring-chasing mentality. Remember, this is the same organization that turned unknowns like Zadarius Smith and Matthew Judon into household names. Jackson's potential was never the problem. It was fit, opportunity, and consistency. The 49ers drafted him with huge expectations in 2022 after a dominant college career at USC, but his production plateaued, and by the time he landed with Washington, the fire seemed dimmed. Now, the rumor suggests Baltimore might be trying to reignite that flame. The idea of pairing Drake Jackson with players like Odafe Oweh and Kyle Van Noy in that aggressive Ravens front could be terrifying for opposing quarterbacks. It's the kind of defensive rotation that doesn't just pressure, it crushes. And knowing Baltimore's knack for developing underperforming talents into game wreckers, this move could be the redemption arc Jackson's career desperately needed. Fans are already flooding comment sections, posting edited photos, and tagging him like crazy, begging for confirmation. But here's where things start to get spicy, because this isn't just about a potential signing, it's about timing. The Ravens, sitting comfortably near the top of the AFC North, have one glaring hole: depth on the defensive line. Injuries have piled up, and their rotation has been stretched thin in recent weeks. Meanwhile, Jackson's contract situation in Washington was quietly entering a weird gray area. Some insiders claim he'd been left off recent practice reports for personal reasons, while others insist it's trade smoke hiding in plain sight. And when you think about it, the fit makes almost too much sense. Baltimore loves hybrid edge rushers, guys who can drop back, explode off the snap, and disrupt both the run and the pass. That's literally Jackson's blueprint. The connection between Ravens GM Eric DeCosta and several former 49ers scouts has fans speculating that this might have been cooking for a while. Maybe it's not coincidence at all. Maybe it's a chess move months in the making, ready to explode just before the playoff push. One thing's certain, this is no small rumor. Social media detectives are having a field day, combing through every piece of digital evidence they can find. One fan posted a screenshot allegedly showing Jackson liking a tweet that said, "Purple looks good on you." Another pointed out that his Instagram bio no longer mentions Washington, and instead features a cryptic purple heart emoji. Coincidence? Maybe. But in the NFL world, nothing happens without purpose, especially not during the most crucial stretch of the season. If Baltimore really did pull this off quietly, it might go down as one of those late-season heists that reshape the playoff race. And honestly, you can already feel the energy building. Ravens fans are ecstatic at the idea of adding another young, hungry edge rusher, while Commanders fans are confused and frustrated, wondering how the team let another promising defender slip away. Meanwhile, national analysts are playing catch-up, trying to confirm what fans on Reddit already decided. Drake Jackson is going to Baltimore, and the league isn't ready for it. The tension feels electric, like something's about to break any minute now. Still, no official statement has come out. No press release, No insider confirmation from Schefter or Rappaport. Nothing. Just whispers, grainy photos, and an avalanche of speculation. But that's how the biggest stories usually start, isn't it? With one blurry photo and 1,000 theories. What we do know is this. Jackson's skill set fits perfectly in Baltimore's scheme. He's young, explosive, and still brimming with the potential that made him a second-round pick. The Ravens thrive on developing raw talent, turning question marks into exclamation points. If they really have him locked in, it's another masterstroke by a front office that always seems to be one move ahead. Imagine Jackson lining up on 3rd and long, next to Justin Matabike, while Kyle Hamilton lurks behind, ready to blitz. It's nightmare fuel for any offensive line. Whether this is just smoke or a real fire about to ignite, one thing's for sure. The NFL just got a lot more interesting. For now, fans are refreshing their feeds every few seconds, waiting for that blue-check confirmation that could drop at any moment. Baltimore's front office has a history of making stealthy, strategic signings right when no one expects them. Remember how they snagged Roquan Smith? Same kind of energy here. Quiet, calculated, ruthless. If this turns out to be true, Drake Jackson's career might just be reborn in the city that breeds defense. A place where legends like Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs built their names, where intensity isn't just part of the job, it's the culture. Maybe that's exactly what Jackson needs. A system that matches his fire, a coach who believes in his upside, and a fan base that feeds off chaos. So, while the world debates whether this is legit or not, one thing is undeniable. The image of Drake Jackson in purple has already lit up the internet. And honestly, it might be the most perfect kind of madness the NFL could ask for right now. The whispers haven't stopped. They've only grown louder. Every sports talk show is now opening with the same line. Drake Jackson to the Ravens? It's like the entire league has collectively entered detective mode. Former players are chiming in, analysts are dissecting film, and fans are connecting dots that might not even exist. But hey, that's what makes this so electric. You can almost feel that something's brewing behind closed doors, even if no one's ready to say it out loud yet. People close to the Ravens organization are staying unusually quiet, which only fuels the fire. Usually, when there's nothing to a rumor, the denials come fast. This time, radio silence. That's suspicious. That's calculated. If there's one thing we've learned about Baltimore, it's that they don't move unless it's part of a bigger picture. They've always been surgical with their decisions, never flashy, but always effective. And for Drake Jackson, this could be the chance to finally rewrite his story. From an overlooked rotational piece to a breakout star in one of the league's most feared defenses. That's the kind of narrative the Ravens love crafting. You can't ignore the symbolism either. The color purple represents power, royalty, and dominance, and it's like fate's teasing the story. Jackson, once trapped in a system that didn't let him shine, might be heading somewhere that thrives on unleashing chaos. The Ravens' identity has always been about controlled aggression. They don't just hit hard, they hit smart. For a player like Jackson, who's always shown flashes but never consistency, this kind of structure could be a blessing. It's the difference between potential and production. Fans are already theorizing about how defensive coordinator Zach might use him, lining him up in those hybrid looks, disguising blitzes, confusing quarterbacks. Imagine him coming off the edge opposite Odafe Owa, while Roquan Smith lurks inside, ready to collapse the pocket. It's the kind of visual that makes defensive purists drool. If this rumor becomes reality, Baltimore could be quietly assembling one of the deepest front sevens in football. And in a year where defense could decide the Super Bowl, that's no small thing. Meanwhile, the Commanders' fan base is in turmoil. They woke up to see one of their most promising young defenders trending, not for a highlight, but for what might be a farewell. The team hasn't commented, and that silence cuts deep. Washington's defense has struggled for identity ever since trading Chase Young and Montez Sweat, and losing Drake Jackson could sting even more. It's like every time they start to rebuild momentum, a key piece slips away. Some insiders are pointing fingers at the front office, claiming that communication breakdowns and unclear roles have left players frustrated. If Jackson really did ask for a move, this could be the confirmation that something's not right in DC anymore. And from a career perspective, you can't blame him. Every player dreams of being part of a winning culture, and right now, Baltimore screams stability and ambition. It's hard to ignore the gravitational pull of that kind of franchise, especially when you're a young athlete looking for redemption. This might not just be about football, it's about finding purpose again. Over in Baltimore, fans are buzzing like it's Christmas morning. Local sports bars are already selling mock jerseys with Jackson's name on them, even though nothing's official yet. That's how intense this city's football culture is. They live and breathe the Ravens, and the thought of adding a fresh, hungry pass rusher to their defense has people grinning from ear to ear. What's crazy is how fast this rumor grew. One photo, one emoji, one whisper, and suddenly, it's a full-blown media storm. That's the power of social media in today's NFL. A single hint can ignite an inferno. Reporters are scrambling, insiders are double-checking their sources, and fans are playing armchair general manager, breaking down cap space and potential trade packages like they're in the war room. The speculation game is strong, but deep down, everyone knows the truth. Where there's this much smoke, there's usually some fire. And Baltimore's front office? They're probably smiling, watching it all unfold in silence. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. If the deal does happen, it would be more than just another transaction. It'd be a statement. The Ravens aren't just trying to compete, they're trying to dominate. And adding someone like Drake Jackson, who still has untapped potential and a chip on his shoulder, fits their philosophy perfectly. This team has always thrived on giving overlooked players a second chance to prove themselves. Think back to how they've molded careers out of raw talent and hunger. Jackson could be the next great name in that legacy, the next player to go from question mark to cornerstone. And the scary part? He's still young enough to become a long-term piece of Baltimore's future. With the right coaching and the right system, his ceiling could skyrocket. So if this rumor holds water, we might be witnessing the beginning of a transformation, not just for a player, but for an entire defensive unit ready to make history. Still, until the ink dries and the announcement drops, it's all just noise. Beautiful, chaotic, thrilling noise. That's what makes sports so addictive. The uncertainty, the speculation, the endless what-ifs. But if even half of this is true, we're on the brink of one of the most surprising moves of the season. Drake Jackson in purple isn't just a visual. It's a symbol of rebirth, of redemption, of everything the Ravens stand for. Fans love a comeback story, and this could be the start of one worth remembering. Until then, all we can do is watch, refresh, and wait. Because if the rumors are right, the Ravens just added another beast to their cage, and the rest of the league? They'd better be ready. Finally, rumors continue to swirl around the broader implications of McLaurin's addition for the Ravens and the league at large. Sources indicate that rival teams are closely monitoring film, strategizing defensive adjustments, and debating whether they need to pursue similar high-impact receivers in response to Baltimore's move. Analysts speculate that the signing could trigger a domino effect, influencing trades, free agency, and draft planning across multiple franchises. Fan discussions online are at a peak, with predictions ranging from historic single-season stats to game-changing plays that could redefine the Ravens' season trajectory. Insider chatter hints that coaches are orchestrating practice drills, pre-snap motion experiments, and route alignment tests specifically to integrate McLaurin effectively, all while monitoring team dynamics, chemistry, and execution. Social media trends amplify every small development, fueling speculation and excitement about what McLaurin could bring to the offense, both in terms of immediate impact and long-term identity shifts. Even skeptics admit that the combination of McLaurin's elite abilities, the Ravens' innovative offensive approach, and Lamar Jackson's unique skill set could create a formidable, unpredictable, and highly entertaining unit that has fans, pundits, and league insiders eagerly anticipating the new season, leaving the rumor mill buzzing like never before. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.